Welcome back to Lost Odyssey. Alright, now that we took down the magic energy field thing, let's go to the elevator.
I'm gonna get stuck before we reach our floor.
That will be a bummer.
Alright, here we are.
Shit, wrong floor. Or imagine if we got up there and Gongora wasn't ready yet.
Oh, what, like he's in the shower?
Yeah. Do you mind?
And you're ruining it.
To see this over the past 1,000 years. Let me ask you, what remains that keeps you in this world? Surely you felt the myriad of feelings interwoven in these people's lives. Don't you think the energy that evokes such feelings is incredible?
So you're high on emotions.
Yeah, that's the basic gist of it. It's implied that the people from their world are very apathetic, and don't really have the same kind of feelings and emotions that the people from this world do. And Gongora is obsessed with that.
Oh boy.
That's right, Jova. Our main antagonist motivation is to be David Cage.
Oh my god. We found David Cage's spirit animal.
As long as people live, I shall acquire unlimited power.
Unlimited! You literally said unlimited power, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I get Palpatine said it better.
Man, we've got to get Ian McDermott in a Square Enix game at some point.
I mean, she's not wrong.
That's my boy.
I mean, it's a pretty unanimous opinion. People that keep hanging on about power are crazy, but sure, go for it.
We've seen countless nations rise and fall.
You should well know how much magic energy has adversely affected this world.
That's pointless, Ming. He's not listening to anything any of us are saying. For us, it's about trust and belonging in this world. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Did you speak up a little bit? I can't really hear you very well.
Wow. Pretty well said, Pedro. I owe you a little respect.
A little? That was my best stuff.
It looks like we shall never agree.
I guess we'll have to agree to disagree.
By that I mean I'll kill you all.
No death for the likes of us. Our fight.
Even the ones that are immortal, somehow.
Actually, yeah, that is a good point. Oh.
Oh.
Jensen! Jensen! Oh, Jensen. Alright.
Cain! What have you learned from all the distasteful tasks I assigned you to? Was it not one of my rules that you should never bring anything unnecessary into your place of work?
Wait, is that implying that all the tasks Khan was doing in the dreams were jobs given to him by Gongora?
Yeah, they were. For a lot of the times. Remember, Gongora basically made him into his... and he was already and he was like that still at the beginning of the story. So, yeah, he's gonna use Jensen as a shield.
That shit won't work.
Your efforts are futile. You cannot break the spell. Before he left Uran with Kain, he entered into a contract with me.
Yeah, that is true.
As long as that contract remains in force, Jansen shall be my puppet.
Well, crud.
I mean, we could go around them.
Gongora, you need some water there, dude?
Jova,
Why don't we just go around it? It's not like there isn't room.
maybe the idea is that even if we try to go around him, he will put himself... he will also move right to where we are. Like he
Aren't there like multiples of us?
True. Just like it's for the sake of having a dramatic boss fight. Just roll with it.
So I assume we want to try and cast magic on him and not physical attacks that could kill him?
Let's try putting him to sleep. See if that works. Remember, it worked with Mac.
That's a loophole.
It worked with Mac, so... I don't remember if Jensen's HP is the same he has for us in gameplay. I forgot to check if he does.
It's not that much different, I can tell you that.
Oh yeah, it's not that much different, but I forgot to check if it's the exact same or not. Probably not, knowing how these games are usually designed. Alright, let's try paralyzing with Ming. Alright, let's see.
Do you get an alternate ending if you kill Jansen?
It's
That's the game over.
It's just like with Mac. Like if you kill Jensen, they'll oh my god, Jensen, no, game over. Okay, it looks like status effects are not working.
Well, crud, did Gongora actually think of that?
Jensen's emotions at this very moment. Even after he's lost self-control, he's still
You know, dude, if you wanted to get high on emotions, you could have just become a therapist. You'd get tons of emotions flung your way then.
It's like Teo said regarding the comparisons between Gongora and Kefka. Gongora is a very traditional villain in the sense that he's just a really horrible piece of shit villain. Like, the kind of villain you love to hate.
Oh yeah, like Gongora's the kind of guy who there could be an easy solution, but that's not dickish enough. Like, yeah, he talks a lot about how, oh, it could be better. The problem with his argument is that he goes out of his way to do the most cruel things possible.
It's Cocoa for Cocoa
He
Puffs,
is.
like we've said.
Yeah, like, dude, you're an immortal. You have all the time in the world.
So yeah, the basic gist of it is that, as you can see, hold on, you'll see another one.
You cannot save this man, despite what you feel.
Yeah.
You immortals should understand this better than anyone.
Okay, so as you can already guess, the idea is to try to survive, which is not that difficult considering Jensen is not is not exactly super powerful. Survive until Gongora is done with his speech and something happens. The idea is that the game is trying to.
Matter anymore. Everything will end soon.
So basically, only use status buffs or debuffs.
It's a gameplay equivalent of the game, like of what happens when, like, oh, go ahead. If you want to get to me, you have to kill your friend. But of course, you as the player don't want to because you like Jensen, so you're trying your hardest not to attack him, even in the gameplay. So. Oh crap.
And they all died.
Nah, we just load a cutscene.
Our contract has been fulfilled. Get out of my sight.
You do know we're still alive, right? We're immortals.
You are all
Well, not all of us are, to be fair.
caring for these weak mortal fools is nothing but a waste
Jesus
of time.
Christ, dude.
It's like, if I were Gongora, I would probably still keep Jansen under contract, but hey, you let him out.
They appear ephemeral to us, but their impact can last forever.
Do I hear a power of love coming on?
Learn in 1,000 years, Kaim.
Actually, I hate to watch a child die from a bombardment, but there's that.
I should have been looking where I was going.
Yeah.
So, is this literally how his plans go up in smoke? Just
Hold
the
on.
equivalent of not looking very stride? Oh,
There you
The
go.
moral of the story is pay attention.
There you go, Devs. I guess you were right. People should really look where they're going when they're driving.
so Gongora literally crashed his own plans by not keeping his eyes on the road.
Too busy bragging and he wasn't even looking where he was going.
Literally hoist by his own petard.
Okay, how do I reverse this thing?
You built it! Shouldn't you know?
I didn't build a reverse button, I got into it manually. I didn't think this would happen. My aim was to go forwards, never back.
Look where
So
that
what
brought you.
you see, Jova. When building this thing, Gongora decided he would never turn back, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, again, if you forgot, that was technically part of his plan. He wants to go into the Tower of Mirrors and destroy it, so, you know, there's nothing that can stop him.
So that, remember, if he destroys the mirrors, no, they can go back and their powers go.
Oh snap.
Never! I shall break the link that joins the two worlds. And remain here and rule!
Maybe getting close to the portal wasn't a good idea. Okay, Gongora, we gotta talk about you destroying your areas.
To be
It's not gonna
fair,
look
we
good on
don't-
the insurance.
True, but, you know, he has an eternity to rebuild another one if he wants.
Yeah, but the insurance rates are gonna kill him.
Insurance rates. Remember, Jova, he's the fucking king of Ura. He dictates said rates. But yeah, once again, in true Metroid fashion, we have to escape before this shit goes down.
Hang in there. This is no place for us to die. Come on, Mac.
Okay, I get that some of us are immortals, but Gongora really needs to work on actually killing the mortals in the party.
That anger, your worshipness.
Well, Jova, put a pin on that.
Oh, okay then.
I am so sorry.
Don't worry, Jensen. Nobody blames
It's
you.
best not to ask.
This isn't your fault.
Yeah, what Kime said.
Does it hurt?
Yeah. Listen, I am so sorry. I couldn't control myself.
Now's not the time.
You can explain that after we're done.
Alright, so get back to the upper connection on the Nautilus before time runs out. The amount of time before the Grand Staff crumbles is displayed on the top left of the screen. Time will continue to pass during battle with enemies. Open up the menu screen to pause it.
Oh, cool.
When the timer at the top left... Well, to be fair, Final Fantasy VII does this too. Don't worry, Joe, but the time they give you is enough. It is more than enough. You'll be
Yes,
fine.
Kime. Slowly walk into the elevator. It's not like we need to rush.
Remember, Jova, this is an emergency, you know, collapsing, so of course you need to be careful. Even though, you know, you shouldn't take, you know, a lift but use the stairs for these cases, but, you know...
No, don't worry.
you do.
Don't worry. As you notice, during those brief moments, the timer isn't even going on. So don't worry.
Yeah, that's nice.
You're fine.
I just find it funny that they walk. Like, I get it. That's how the mechanic works, but...
Well, to be fair, Tio, not using the lift while something's collapsing, that only applies to buildings, not ships.
Oh, sorry. See, the thing
Pedro
is...
was so engaged by the connection that he threw the controller away.
No, that's the weird thing too. Like, for whatever reason, I'm guessing this is an emulation bug with this specific game, because when I'm playing other backwards compatibility games on my Xbox One, this doesn't happen. But at various times, you guys didn't see it because I edited out any parts that had it whenever I could. But this one, I decided, you know what, fuck it, I'll leave it here just so I can complain about it in the playthrough. But for whatever reason, when I'm playing this game, sometimes the controller will just turn itself off for no reason. And before you ask, no, it has nothing to do with the controller's battery. I checked, trust me. I have no idea why when I'm playing this game, sometimes at random the controller turns itself off. And it's only with this.
Powerful for the controller to comprehend.
It's only with this specific game. I mean, I can tell that the 360 version of the game didn't do this, so I know that this isn't a problem with the emulation somehow, but how do you even mess that up? How do you emulate a game and somehow you screw up so that the game turns off your controller? How does that even work?
I wonder if it's legit, maybe just a controller issue?
I guess, Joe, but here's the thing. The controller that I'm using has no issues with any other game aside from this one. That's the weird part. Like when I was recording something like for example, this exact same controller that I'm using is the same that I used when I recorded Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 3, and I had no issues there.
Weird.
That's the weird part. But anyway, like I was saying, as always, like I said, the thing will only go down in some specific positions, so don't worry, just keep picking a position and eventually the game will let you go down. Oh, there you are. So I never remember which position is for each floor, so I usually just go at random. Trust me, don't worry, the game will give you more time than you need, so don't worry, you'll be fine.
And then Gongora comes back to just stick around enough and sabotage the control mechanism, just so that they'll waste too much time trying to use it and it collapses.
That would not be out of character for Gongora.
No, it will not.
And it just keeps going up and down erratically.
Alright, so the elevator won't go down any further, so we have to go on foot now. Alright, let's find an elevator that works, hopefully. Not here, I guess, not here too, maybe
Yeah, we just have to retrace the steps what we had.
Either that, or we just have to find a stairway on a different... Oh, no, not for here, so, okay, let's rotate to the right then.
Gotta say, Kaim, you
Now
surely...
remember, yeah, at the base floor you could not rotate it.
Okay then.
Gotta say, Kaim, you sure know how to take your family on the best of vacations.
Alright. Oh god, so many experiments. Alright.
At least you can run away from these.
Oh no, only the ones that you trigger intentionally through the pod thingies are the ones that you can't run away from. The random ones, and it's always experiment number 1. How many... Okay, if you have a lot of experiments and they're all called experiment number 1, that kind of defeats the whole purpose of the numbering, doesn't it?
Well, unless they're the type number 1, you know.
I guess.
I get the feeling Gongora may not be the smartest scientist.
Considering the way they look, I get the idea there might be something, you know, like a sequential storytelling, you know, intending us that those are sort of a larval stage for the bigger ones that they eventually fought when they invaded Umara.
There you go.
I can see where Pedro is coming from, though, on it being weird calling them experiment number 1. Like, maybe go for experiment type 1, essentially.
Whatever, let's go down.
Or establish that they're just clones.
Okay, so it was as simple as that there. I just needed to go to find the stairway and go down.
We could have jumped down, but hey, you know, even when our lives are at threat, we have to do things diligently.
Alright, almost there. And here we are. There you go, with 3 minutes and a half to spare. So as you can see, the game, the timer is generous. You'll be fine.
See, unlike Gongora, we have a good reverse gear.
And hey, at least I didn't have to do a full-blown QTE sequence just to leave here.
That one QTE sequence is weird, because I feel like it's an isolated incident in this game.
It feels so out of place, because I get the feeling maybe there was really some executive Microsoft was that you have to put in some kind of QTE sequence at some point.
Kind of similar to how F-87 Rebirth had multiple times as sequences, but you can tell were made for the DualSense because the game started as a PS5 exclusive. As in, you know, probably someone at Sony told them, maybe put some QTs at some point that takes advantage of the DualSense.
That was quite a scream.
Well, I guess you can say that the Sed's voice actor did work for his paycheck. And there we go.
Okay, that's 2 supposedly final dungeons that are wrecked now.
Yes, now we just have the final boss.
Oh, wow. No more final dungeon even?
Well, that was the final dungeon.
Hmm.
Well, like you said, Jova, they kind of broke the final dungeon in 2 halves, like we said. 2 Grand Staffs, go for both Grand Staffs, basically.
Gongora has been a disaster.
I'll admit, I honestly thought we were going to get a third final dungeon to reach Gongora inside there.
The only thing, the only thing that's missing is the Tower of Mirrors. You'd think, I get
There
the
you go, Jova. That's the reason why. That's a better reason why they want to go back
You
instead.
plan to remain, Ming? We should go back.
Is it really that simple, though?
Well, Ming, what I want...
You said you have no need for the past, but what have you learned over the last 1,000 years?
There are things here that I don't want to lose either. But our mission is clear. We must go back.
Stop! I don't want to hear that now! So many things have become important to us in 1,000 years' time. As they should have. That's what's kept us alive till now.
Seth.
Oh?
So we have to stop Gongora, right? He'll destroy everything that's important to us.
Yeah, that's a good point. We should probably stop Gongora now, then we can discuss staying or leaving later.
Alright, now, that being said, Jova, I can say something. I have to wonder, too, if maybe originally, considering it's called the Tower of Mirrors, I have to wonder if maybe the Tower of Mirrors was meant to be kind of like the Crystal Tower equivalent of the dungeon of this, but they had to make it just a boss battle because maybe they ran out of time?
Probably.
Because it's if it was just the Room of Mirrors, yeah, but no, it's not the Room of Mirrors, it's the Tower of Mirrors. So when you hear that name, yeah, that just begs dungeon, right?
Yeah.
So I get the feeling, Jova, maybe it was the Tower of Mirrors wasn't meant to be the final dungeon, but maybe they ran out of time or money at some point, so they had to cut it out.
There's also the implication that this may lead back to their old world, so I assume a final dungeon would have been us exploring what the Immortals' world is like. That is just a possibility, but, you know, the chance does lay there.
That being said, yes, the game does give you one final opportunity, so this is you. Oh, go ahead.
I visited our navy once as a child. It was horrendous. All the lurching and swaying. My father was so disappointed to see me act like such a coward.
He did not have his sea legs.
Poor Talton.
Anyway, yeah, so basically this is your final chance. If you have any side stuff, any dreams you haven't found yet, do that now, because this is the final bit. Because if once you go fight Gongora, you either die and get a game over, or you beat him and you get the full-blown ending and credits and everything. So yeah.
So I get the feeling that while Kaim has had something of an epiphany, I wonder if the idea is that maybe he's a little too influenced by Gongora's shenanigans to think that they only invite chaos there, since they arguably have been doing some good too as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the idea behind it as well, you know, is that they should leave the world to the humans, you know, and they're too powerful and they should not, you know, be in positions to govern them.
Oh, it's the old Star Trek argument of should
Prime
we
directive.
interfere with the life forms or not, essentially.
Like, and I kind of understand Billy's point, because sure, when you get down to it, Min was, you know, managed to be a decent ruler for the most part, but it's still a matter of, you know, a nation governed by a single person, you know, throughout millennia, you know. What makes it that different from a dictatorship, you know?
True. In Ming's case, so far for 1,000 years, all of her people throughout these 1,000 years have unanimously loved her. So in Ming's case, I guess I will say that she's probably the one of those rare cases where she definitely has never let her power go to her head. So I think her becoming an eternal ruler is technically fine, but but Ming is definitely the exception rather than the rule. It might be a problem if somebody else were to do it.
I think it really does boil down to it's never a set rule, but it's what you do with it. Like, Kime, even when he was arguably at his lowest, still managed to be maybe not the best person, but somebody who was, for the most part, morally right. And as we see in the dreams, he influenced a lot of civilizations positively. Not as a ruler.
As Lewis Walter mind Jova, like the time where he did not tell the people who were getting poisoned by, poisoned water. Yes.
Well, ironically, that was literally his choice not to interfere. So in that case, couldn't the argument be made that they do better when they do interfere?
Maybe that's the idea, Jova. We'll see. We'll see how the ending goes. So basically...
Also, I love...
Go on.
I love how Seth and Cook's bit during this serious section is, oh, I love the sea, and oh, this boat is so cool.
Well, moping about things isn't going to get us anywhere, so...
Yeah, I guess it's good to act upbeat.
It has been also the character that, has tried to remain, focused instead of moping about.
That is true.
Right.
At least Gongora is nice enough that he'll delay his final act before while we have a nice rest.
So
it means playing our harp.
You mean like in every RPG ever?
Yeah.
Let's not forget. Oh god, what was that Pokemon again? Yeah, look at Gen 5 Dwips, right? The villain will just stay there at the top of the fortress thingy. And you can just stay there and you go back and maybe do some side stuff, maybe do some bug hunting, and that's okay. The world will not end, so you'll find.
Aren't you forced to fight Getsy's right after or?
Yeah, it's true. That is true.
Something happens after you beat the Elite Four.
Yeah. I think I'm talking about before you go into the Elite Four, basically.
It's also kind of complicated because remember, Gen 5 does things slightly different.
Yeah.
Previous games.
Yeah.
Also, so we just obtained Ming's harp, I noticed. So what does that do in battle?
It's not a battle. It's an item, a key item.
It's weird. We didn't need that item, for her to just
That's
conjure it in the side quests.
That's because, Jova, you are supposed to get that, but since I already had all my all the key items thanks to save editing, I sequence broke that side quest, basically.
Oh, so we're supposed to have done that before getting that side quest.
It's not that big a deal. It's just Jensen going, "Oh, that's your arc, right?" Yeah, it is, and that's basically it. You'll be fine.
All right.
And let's stay here.
All right, everybody. In the next part, we finish the main story of Lost Odyssey. So see you then.
Yeah.
Bye.
Fun times ahead.